Here we go. This is Rick Spence. We're in the Startup Canada tour here in Windsor, Ontario. We're here in the house in downtown Windsor with Rino and Shane, who are partners in the house and are running separate businesses. So tell me, so why don't you just each of you introduce yourselves and just tell us a little bit about the business you're running. Rino.
My name is Rino. I run Rino's Kitchen. It's a small cafe restaurant, but we're trying to focus 100% using local ingredients as kind of as the main focus. So we feature a lot of things on the menu using a local butcher, local Berkshire pork, and trying to emphasize kind of focus on what we offer in Essex County.
My name is Shane Potvin. My business is called Potvin. I'm a graphic designer by trade. Our business focuses on design and advertising, so lots of branding, websites, pretty much all print collateral and illustration.
And I understand you're a pretty talented designer because you won the design contest. So the rose on your T-shirt, if we can see this, won a design competition for Windsor, the City of Roses.
Yeah, that was a bit of a spin-off from my typical business. I always wanted to have a T-shirt line or, just something fun on the side. And there was a Windsor Star article asking Windsorites to design a better Windsor T-shirt. So I submitted a kind of quick design and it won. And I had lots of feedback from people asking for the shirt, so it was kind of a no-brainer to start producing them. And I eventually opened a store in this house, and yeah, I ended up selling a lot. And it was really great for the business, my design business, because it was good promotion. So it kind of brought awareness to what we do through this.
Rino, tell me a little bit about your partnership. How did you guys come together and start working together?
Well, a couple of years ago, we both had a need for location. We both wanted to stay here and local and central downtown. So just kind of by chance, originally there was 4 of us who started and had 4 separate businesses in the house. Since then, 2 of them have left, obviously, but it just kind of worked out perfectly where we were able to find this great location. This used to be a pub down here, so worked out perfectly, and as well just kind of wanted to stay specifically in this neighborhood, and just the kind of being creative with the sense of sharing all the expenses, sharing the overhead. When you break it down amongst what was originally 4 businesses, it made it extremely reasonable for everybody to operate. So it was just creatively kind of dealing with the hurdles that usually are there when you're opening a business. So
it sounds very entrepreneurial. How would you guys characterize the entrepreneurial culture in Windsor today?
Well, I mean, we see it at a certain level because this place seems to attract that sort of kind of clientele. We're heavily connected in the artistic community here, music. So for us, I mean, we might have a different perspective than, say, somebody who's living out in the outskirts of the town or working in factories.
But what are you seeing?
We're seeing. I mean, we see a lot. We see a lot of new businesses popping up. Similar, I think we started something here that's maybe a bit more typical in other communities in Toronto. Lots of houses like this, which have, small businesses. But I think after this and in some other communities in Windsor, there are these little kind of things being incubated and businesses starting. And it's great to see. There's plenty.
We have, when you look at even just the businesses that are within the house, someone like Blab Media who do a lot of work with the accelerator. Without an office this reasonably priced, they might not even exist. So it allows for some businesses to get off the ground, get going. It takes years to kind of get a foothold and start making money, but this means they can start sooner and kind of get off the ground and get going. And even in our experience here, once we started kind of focusing on using local, we now deal with a local butcher who potentially might open a butcher shop because of having more and more business. So the connections and the community in that fabric, I mean, from my perspective with the local food movement and even beyond that, like we were talking, like Shane mentioned, arts and culture and things like that. All these people now kind of staying in Windsor and looking to start a business and looking to make money in their field. The community is there, and it's really working together to kind of promote everybody together.
Great. What else do you think could be done to encourage the entrepreneurship culture, the entrepreneurial mindset in Windsor? Are there things that could be done that aren't being done now?
I guess the big thing is, like what Rino said, it's the ability to have space available that's cheap. Funding, I don't know if you necessarily need funding. We've done this on the extremely cheap, using our own money to renovate, which didn't cost much. But it's also things like Startup Canada, which helps people who have ideas to start a business, and it helps them kind of cross over into that realm where, yes, I can actually do this, and I can actually make a living doing what I enjoy, which is so important. There are plenty of government programs. I've done one called the SEEP program, which helps. You write a business plan, and if you get accepted, you get EI for a full year, and you get to run your business along with that. Which small things like that, not a lot of people know about. But when you find out about it, it's a no-brainer, and it's easy to get your first year under your belt. Which you get that year done, you're more likely to succeed. 3, 4, 5 years down the road.
Rino, last word to you. What do you think is one thing that could be done to try and build a more entrepreneurial culture, whether in Windsor or on a national scale? Startup Canada, we're trying to start up Canada on a national scale. What one thing out there do you think could be done?
I would probably narrow it down to just direct support and being aware of what is in your community. So a place like this, the house, whether it be Potvin, a t-shirt shop, whether it be our cafe, using a local menu, focusing on local ingredients, these types of places are to be celebrated in your community. So whether it be in Windsor, whether it be in Winnipeg, Calgary, anything like that, it's those types of places that need to be celebrated and supported by the other citizens. So if there's a knowledge of these places, if there's a culture of support, of pride in these places, they will naturally thrive. So it's getting the word out, and getting the word out in a positive sort of in a proud way, to say that this is what's in our community. A lot of other communities who do that well, see the benefits and reap the benefits right away. So I mean, Windsor's in a unique position where I think we're changing gears from auto industry, kind of, that sort of sector, to more of, a diversified, widespread sector. But they're not used to being proud of these small little spots and these small little companies starting up and taking advantage of those spots. I mean, they go away to places and they go on vacation. They say, we went to beautiful, quaint little restaurant that was doing this, and they were using local ingredients, and it was such a beautiful spot in San Francisco. And it's like, but they don't do it in their own community. So, and it's not necessarily, their fault, but it's that culture. So it's, promoting that culture, showing the pride in those things, focusing on, local centric ideas, from whether it be level of governments, or, Startup Canada, or any sort of organization. I mean, it comes down to the support just of the community. I mean, if we had locals coming in here and taking advantage of it, we would thrive, or Butcher would thrive, Potvin would thrive, Blab would thrive, people would get hired, they'd spread. I mean, it's a natural kind of growth. So
it's a virtuous circle, if we can get it going. Great. Well, good luck to you both, Rino.
Thank you very much.
And Shane, thank you very much.